Welcome to the channel, Trader Jan speaking. We have Friday, the 24th of April 2026, and this is the market preparation and market analysis for the upcoming trading day. Right now we have 3:30 Chicago time, where all my timings which I give here are given in. Now, looking at the overall markets, the market opened up in a little gap. The Asia session is already over. It edged up a little bit, and then now we have the European session going on right now. Created a new high and now on the way to going down a little. Let's look at 2 points as always in these kind of sessions. One is the events which are scheduled for the day, and what is the timing of those, and what could be the potential impact on our trading. And the second, as usual, we like to see what are the locations, how is the playing field at the moment, where we need to specifically look out for trade opportunities. So let's check the events first. Here they are. We have a Friday, kind of a typical Friday. We have inflation expectations, consumer expectations. So they're all 2-star ratings, but especially the inflation and the consumer sentiment. Those are usually information which have, even though they are 2-star ratings, but they can have quite some influence on the market. Now they are coming out at 9 o'clock, so be careful with trading. That's how I take those numbers here. I'm just careful with trading around those times. I don't try to estimate what the direction of the market will be depending on what kind of numbers are coming out. I leave that one to more intelligent people than me. I'll just be careful with trading because liquidity usually is pulled out of the market, and relatively small market orders can cause quite a big impact. Now, going back to the market analysis, and let's review the locations which we defined yesterday and if they were kind of helpful overall. Now, we had this day yesterday here, and the locations we defined, let me shortly check. Was around in the European session. The European session was going on already, so we shouldn't be too proud about these locations here or that one here. That's the daily low. But nevertheless, let's check. Give a little bit more clarity here on the market. So that location held quite well. The market was ranging. In principle, yes, this high resistance was then a support here, but there are quite 170, 200 ticks stop loss would have been taken there. And then the market came up here, which was the high of the daily of the Asia time, and then it came high to the absolute high, to the all-time high, and then it's smashed down around lunchtime down here, and then kind of normalized in the middle field. Now for today, those locations had been quite useful actually, but we're gonna redefine those locations. Let me take the volume profile for that. I'm gonna put that one here That was the one from the Asia time yesterday. We're gonna keep that. This one here is not valid anymore. So let me make a clean field here. It's kind of yo. So that one we're gonna leave. This one was the one from the day before. That one here is not a daily extreme anymore. This one here we're gonna move over here, but this one now is the daily extreme. So the way I do it is like I have the daily extremes here, the red ones, and this one here is not a daily extreme. That's a support and resistance area. Then we have these ones here. That is today. I'm gonna mark that one here as well, even though it was starting far below, but I'm gonna define that one as a daily high and low. Now here gonna be a little bit more tricky. What I take, besides all those ups and downs here yesterday, I'll take this little friend here, this high volume node, and that one here. And the reason for that is that this one has been resistance here, and then had been support here, and then the market went up. Here is a similar situation, and so this has been an area where we had like support here, resistance here, support here, resistance here. So I'll take that one, even though it looks a bit close here. There are not many, it's not a lot of space, 130 ticks in between. Yeah, okay, good. As long as the market is in between here, it happens to be more of a rangy market here in between. And once the market shoots through here, then we have no end up there. As long as the market, in my opinion, is here within this range, this area of the high volume area from yesterday, then yeah, that's more of a range time ranging between those locations. Once the market goes further down here, I would more say oh, that's high volume here, just peaked out here yesterday. Now the market really needs to go underneath here to be really short. But overall speaking, since this has been support, once the market goes down here, for sure I'm looking more like for shorts here, because this support's gonna change to resistance, and then this resistance gonna change to support, and then here, once we are down here, that one probably goes to resistance, and the market might go further down. So I really play it by ear. Today is Friday, and not many big news to be expected. So it's Fridays like these seem to be more of a range day. As long as it's here, we have a 400 tick range defined here. Let's see what comes up here, and especially the high volume candles, which are coming up in this area. Looking at the price right now, the markets went, this is the location we just defined. It looks like that the VWAP deviations are a kind of a guideline about where the market gonna stop and how would we put our um, locations. Here has been quite a high volume being traded. This one here as well, very high volume traded. So I would be not surprised if the market from here goes back up again and goes back towards the top. There is a kind of a range building up here in that area. So maybe range trading within that area here might make absolutely sense here and here within that range and trying to enter trades once the market goes into those boundaries or being rejected by this low volume area here, basically meaning this high volume area here. Overall for the day, yes, low volume, but that volume mainly comes from one candle. So it might be that there's a reaction which we had already here going up, that once the market goes down here to that level, that we're gonna see another reaction of that market. This mark here, that comes from my so-called market footprint indicator, which marks certain candles. In that case, it's configured to the amount of volume per candle. And then we usually see a certain reaction like here coming back, okay, going back. Then once it's true, it went back and then went up, tested again and then went up further. So I wouldn't be surprised if the market would dive outside of this range here, touching this zone and then going back into the range. Those ones here are configured with a sound. So, and we're gonna hear from the market once it does something. And I'm gonna switch on recording once there is a trade. Feel free to review the separate video about the trades I did yesterday. And that's for the moment. That was the market analysis for the 24th of April 2026. Happy trading day and see you down at the trading floor.